angels, what they are and how they help God. In the doctrine of faith, they are represented as sacred youth with wings. They're divided and classified into 9 orders: the angels, archangels, principalities, powers, thrones, hierarchies, cherubim, seraphim. Now, when the light-bearing Lucifer, the most glorious angel, rebelled against God because of his pride, it was because he wanted to become like God. Angels are intangible and incorporeal creations of God, superior to human beings in knowledge, free from passions, and their main function is to the glorification of the triune God and the proclamation of God's will in human history. The archangel that fell from grace, he was followed by an order of angels who turned away from God out of pride, and they fell down with him and were cast out from heaven with him. Thus they all became dark instead of bright, and they became demons instead of angels. Then the great archangel Michael, seeing the fall of these angels, the fallen angels, realized that the cause of their fall was pride. So with the submission and humility he showed to the Creator God, he preserved both his own glory and the splendor of the glory of the other angelic battalions, legions. He gathered and united the ranks of the angels, and so he praised and glorified God Almighty, exclaiming a divine and angelic hymn to all the angels. For his submission and this humiliation, he was appointed by God Almighty to be the first of the angelic classes. This is the gathering of the angels that we celebrate on November 8th. The most famous of the archangels are archangels Gabriel, Michael, who are also called brigadiers as leaders of the angelic forces. According to Proclus of Constantinople, the name Michael is interpreted as the power of God, and Gabriel means man of God. The archangel Michael appeared to Abraham to save his son Isaac, who was preparing to sacrifice him to behest God, who wanted to test his faith. To Lot, he appeared to save him when God decided to destroy Gomorrah, and to patriarch Jacob to deliver him from the murderous hands of his brother Esau, and to the seer Balaam, and also to Joshua of the son of Nun. Michael was also the archangel, the one who led the people of Israel to flee Egypt, and the archangel Gabriel was the one who announced to the Virgin Mary the joyous event of the birth of Jesus Christ. Elsewhere in the Bible, we find angels conveying God's wills to pious people. There are many miracles performed in temples dedicated to angels. In the island of Mytilene of Lesbos, in the Aegean Sea of Greece, in the village of Mandamathus, there's a monastery of the Archangel Michael, where a relief image of the Archangel is kept. It was created from the soil where the blood of the martyred monks was shed. It's one of the most important pilgrimages in Greece where many miracles were performed. It is there also where the whole village is dedicated to the Archangel Michael, the village of the Archangel Taxiarchus, where the church of Archangel Michael is located, in which one can see the imprint on the marble floor of the church left by the Archangel when he saved a nun with his miraculous intervention. The Brigadier General, that is the Archangel Michael, is still revered in the island of Simi in the Dedecanes of the Aegean Sea, where the monastery of Panormitis is located. The monastery of the Hiariu of Mount Athos is particularly connected with the archangels and their protection. This is translated to you from a Greek article, Diadrastika. Now, a lot of you may say, well, okay, angels, do they exist? Do they not exist? How should we know? Well, I'm going to tell you what happened to us in our little church. We saw an angel at the time of a little boy being baptized. They don't have wings, but they are made of uncreated light. But I want to tell you what happened to me also when I read a book on archangels and angels. And I really felt Archangel Michael, his help in humanity. He's also the protector and the guardian of Israel, and also the new Israel, all us Christians. And I was so overwhelmed by that, all the miracles that I read in there. It was just fascinating. And I felt that they were so close to us. Our angels and our guardian angels are so close to us. Now, what happened was that as I was coming back home from Vespers from a convent near my house, there was a pack of wild dogs following. I didn't take my car that afternoon. I walked because it's about a block. It was a block away from my house. But I live in Greece, and it was an area near a mountain. And there was a pack of wild dogs. They were following me, and I'm so scared of dogs, wild dogs. They could be rabid, and when they're in a pack, they could be very dangerous. And as I was walking, I pretended. They say that they can sense fear, and I was really shaking in fear. And the whole time, I was praying to the Archangel Michael to protect me. There was this one black dog that would not leave. The other dogs of the pack left, but this one black dog would not leave my side. I was so scared. And the whole time I was praying to the Archangel Michael to protect me. And I finally got to the gate of my house. I unlocked the gate, I got in, and then the dog left. I guess he was escorting me, but I was so relieved. And another time, what happened is we went on a family trip for a 5-day overlapping a weekend, just before summer school, the children's school started in September. And when we came back from our vacation, we couldn't get into the house. I didn't have my keys. I had lost my keys. And my husband was so he was laughing with me. He said, "Well, you think you're so capable, but you're not. Where are your keys?" I said, "Don't laugh at me. I have never lost my keys in my life, not even when I was small. How is it that I don't have my keys anymore?" So he opened up with his keys, but I was so distraught. Where are my keys? For days, I could not find my keys, for the life of me. Then all of a sudden, the gardener rings the bell, and he says, "Miss Kelly, where were you all these days? It's strange, but you left you left your keys on your gate." The keys were all the keys to my house. The gate, the house, the garage door, my car keys, everything. He says they were hanging there for 4 days on the gate. Do you know what that means? Anybody could have walked in the house with those keys. All right? Nobody touched those. And he says they were there as I was passing to go to other, to other gardens. There's a gardener in the area. He says, I saw them there for 4 days on the gate. And finally, I took the keys and put them in your mailbox, he said. I was so relieved. 4 days, the keys were hanging on the gate. Nobody went to rob our house. That's just an impossibility. And I was so relieved. And I finally got the keys out of the mailbox. But anyway, you know what the name of the gardener was? The name of the gardener was Michael. As in Michael the guardian, the archangel. Our gardener's name was Michael. So that's one of the things that I wanted to share with you, that definitely I felt as if the protection of Archangel Michael was over our home, even though we made that terrible mistake. I made that terrible mistake of leaving my keys on the gate. How is that possible? I still have no idea how I did that. But anyway, that's what I wanted to share with you. So God bless you, and Christ is risen, truly risen. Thank you for your support. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.